In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. Sometimes in life, you feel something shifting around you even before you can explain it. You feel discomfort in places where you once felt comfort. People you depended on suddenly become distant. Situations that used to work easily start becoming difficult. Plans you made begin to fall apart. And you ask yourself, why is this happening? But what you may not realize is that Allah is preparing you for a major shift, a transformation, a breakthrough that you cannot see yet. And before Allah opens a new door for you, He often begins by closing the old ones. Allah says in the Quran, but it may be that you dislike something while it is good for you, and it may be that you love something while it is bad for you. Allah knows, and you do not know. When the people of Musa alayhi salam were trapped between the Red Sea in front of them and Pharaoh's army behind them, it looked like the end. But in reality, it was the beginning of the greatest miracle in their lives. The sea didn't part when they were comfortable, it parted when they were desperate. And sometimes before Allah parts your sea, He will bring you to a moment where you feel you have no option except to turn to Him with complete tawakkul. Many of us want change, but we want it without discomfort. We want growth, but without the pruning. We want elevation, but without being tested. Yet Allah, out of His love, reshapes our lives by removing what no longer serves us and placing us exactly where we need to be. Sometimes Allah will make you outgrow a certain environment. You begin to feel restless, disconnected, unmotivated, and you wonder why. But Allah is simply telling you, I'm preparing something better for you. Think of a seed buried in the darkness of the soil. From the outside, it looks like nothing is happening. But within that darkness, Allah is causing the seed to split, to transform, to rise, and to break through the ground toward the light. If the seed could speak, it might say, why am I being broken? Why am I being pushed? But the breaking was necessary for its growth, and the pushing was necessary for its elevation. And in the same way, the hardships you face are not destroying you, they are preparing you for what Allah has written for you. A major shift in your life often begins subtly. You start feeling the need to return to Allah more. Your heart becomes softer. You find yourself making dua more sincerely. You begin to detach from sins you once justified. You feel the calling of your soul. These are signs. Allah is drawing you closer because something is about to change. He is strengthening your heart so you can carry what He is about to give you. He is cleaning your path before He blesses you. When you start seeing Allah removing people from your life, do not panic. Allah never takes without giving. When a door closes, it is Allah's way of saying this is not where you belong anymore. When a plan fails, it is Allah's way of saying I have something else prepared for you. When you lose something, it is Allah's way of saying your heart was attached to the wrong thing. The greatest tragedies often become the foundations of the greatest blessings. The job you lost may be the reason Allah pushes you into a better career. The relationship that broke may be the reason Allah saves you from long-term harm. The setback you are crying about today may be the very thing that pushes you into your destiny tomorrow. Allah's plan is flawless, even when it feels heavy. Allah's timing is perfect, even when it feels slow. Allah's wisdom is infinite, even when you do not understand. But when Allah is preparing a shift in your life, He also expects something from you. He wants you to prepare, to purify your intentions, to reorganize your priorities, to let go of what harms your soul, to strengthen your prayers, to surround yourself with goodness, to increase your gratitude. Allah does not change your condition until you begin to change yourself. You cannot ask Allah for a major breakthrough while holding on to the habits that broke you. You cannot ask Allah for a new chapter while still reading the old one. For a shift to happen, something within you must shift first. So when life feels uncertain, when your path becomes unclear, when you feel overwhelmed, do not fear. Allah is not punishing you. He is positioning you. He is preparing you for something greater than what you are asking for. Your job is to trust Him even when the road ahead is invisible. Your job is to believe His plan even when your plan collapses. Your job is to walk with faith even when you cannot see what is coming next. Be ready, because Allah is preparing a shift in your life. And when Allah plans something for you, it will never be small. When He gives in ways you never imagined. When He opens a door, it will be a door that leads to goodness, peace, and relief. When He blesses you, it will be beyond your expectations. The signs that Allah places in your life before a major shift are often subtle at first, almost like gentle taps on the heart. You begin to feel things you cannot fully explain. A sense of restlessness settles in, even when everything around you looks the same. You start noticing that what once brought you comfort no longer feels fulfilling. The conversations you once enjoyed begin to feel empty. The routines you used to follow without question suddenly feel heavy. These are not random emotions. These are spiritual indicators that Allah is preparing you for something different, something greater, something that requires you to wake up internally. When Allah wants to move you from one phase of life to another, He first stirs your heart. Long before anything changes externally, He creates a shift inside you so you begin to detach from what is not meant for your future. Sometimes Allah sends signs through discomfort. A job you once praised becomes suffocating. A friendship you relied on begins fading. A place you once felt rooted in starts feeling foreign. It might confuse you at first, but discomfort is often one of Allah's most powerful signs, because it pushes you to reflect, to question, to grow. Allah does not allow discomfort without purpose. Even emotional turbulence can be a sign. The sudden urge to cry, to repent, to restart, to reflect deeply. These are not coincidences. These are spiritual awakenings. Allah is softening your heart, making it ready to receive a new blessing, a new direction, a new chapter that requires emotional clarity and spiritual sensitivity. There are times when Allah's signs come in the form of repeated patterns. You keep hearing the same advice from different people. The same theme keeps appearing in your life. The same reminder meets you wherever you go. Every khutbah, every lecture, every verse you hear seems to align with the same message. It is as though Allah is saying, I have placed this in front of you repeatedly so you do not overlook it. When Allah wants to guide you, He aligns the world around you with the message your soul needs, not the one your mind is stubbornly holding on to. These patterns are divine whispers, nudging you away from what harms you and steering you toward what elevates you. Sometimes the sign Allah sends is a sudden halt in your path. You try everything yet nothing works. You push doors that refuse to open. You pour effort into something that remains stagnant. You wonder why nothing is moving, why progress feels blocked. In reality, these are not blocks. They are protections. They are Allah's way of saying this path is not for you anymore. The closure you are resisting is the closure that is saving you. If Allah allowed every door you knocked on to open, you would walk into places that would limit you, drain you, hurt you. So instead of forcing the path, Allah redirects you with obstacles, delays and disappointments, each one a sign that you are being guided, not denied. Another type of sign comes through spiritual awakening. You feel a sudden urge to fix your salah, to clean your heart, to make tawbah, to distance yourself from sin. You may not know why this change is happening now, but Allah knows. He purifies you before He elevates you. He strengthens your connection with Him before He blesses you. You might wake up one morning feeling a sudden heaviness about your past, a deep desire to change your habits, or a longing to return to Allah with sincerity. This is one of the clearest signs of all. When your heart leans toward Allah unexpectedly, it is a sign that He is preparing it for something meaningful. Sometimes Allah's signs come through people leaving your life. Someone you thought would stay forever suddenly drifts away. A relationship ends. A friendship collapses quietly. And although it hurts, the pain itself becomes a sign. Allah removes people when their part in your story is over. He distances you from those who cannot walk with you into your next chapter. What you see as loss is often divine filtering. Allah is clearing your circle, rearranging your surroundings, and creating space for new people who align with the future He has written for you. At times the signs come in the form of unexpected generosity from Allah. Your dua begins to feel more intense. You start receiving clarity in moments of confusion. Problems resolve in ways you never imagined. Opportunities appear from places you never looked. Ease flows into your life abruptly, almost as if Allah is saying, this is the direction I want for you. When Allah opens doors effortlessly is the sign itself. The heart feels tranquility, the steps feel light, and the journey becomes smooth because it is aligned with His decree. There are moments when Allah sends signs through emotional sensitivity. You cry more easily. Your heart becomes touched by reminders you once ignored. You feel the weight of your actions more deeply. This emotional softening is not accidental. It is a sign that Allah is preparing your heart to receive guidance, strength and clarity. A hard heart cannot carry a major shift, so Allah softens it first. And sometimes the greatest sign of all is silence. Nothing happens. nothing changes. You feel suspended between where you were and where you are going. This silence is not abandonment, it is preparation. Just as the night grows darkest before dawn breaks, life often becomes still before a major shift. In that stillness, Allah is rearranging matters behind the scenes. He is aligning opportunities, moving people, opening unseen pathways, and writing the details of your next phase with perfect precision. Silence can be a sign that your dua has already been accepted and is simply awaiting the moment Allah has chosen for its unfolding. Recognizing the signs Allah places in your life is about tuning your heart to His wisdom, trusting that nothing appears randomly, nothing shifts without purpose, and nothing moves except by His divine orchestration. Delays, difficulties, and detours are among Allah's most powerful forms of preparation, even though they often feel like setbacks. When you are asking Allah for something, you expect the path to be smooth, quick, and clear. But Allah prepares you by slowing things down. The delay itself becomes a lesson. It teaches you patience, trust, resilience, and humility. When something you want is taking longer than expected, it is not because Allah is ignoring you. It is because Allah is shaping you into the person who can handle what you are asking for. A blessing that arrives before you are ready can become a burden. So Allah delays not to deny, but to refine your character and strengthen your heart. Difficulties are another form of preparation. Allah places challenges in your path not to break you, but to build you. Every hardship you face exposes a new strength within you, a strength you didn't know you had. Trials soften your heart, remind you of your dependence on Allah, and push you closer to Him. Sometimes the hardship is not about the situation at all, it is about your heart. Allah uses difficulties to clean your soul, to remove pride, to deepen your sincerity, to you strengthen your connection with Him. You might think a difficulty is holding you back, but in reality it is equipping you for the very thing you are praying for. Detours are one of the clearest signs of Allah's wisdom. You set out with a plan, confident in your direction, but suddenly life shifts and takes you somewhere unexpected. At first it feels confusing, even frustrating, but detours are often divine corrections. Allah redirects you away from paths that would harm you or limit you. What you see as a deviation might actually be the shortest route to your blessing. Allah's plan is not always linear. Sometimes He takes you around a cross or through unexpected places so that you learn the lessons necessary for the next chapter of your life. There are times when the detour comes in the form of loss. You may lose an opportunity you prepared for. You may lose a job, a friendship, a commitment, or a vision you held deeply. It hurts, but losing something is not always backward. Sometimes it is Allah clearing space for something far better. Detours strip away what is temporary, so Allah can replace it with what is meant to stay. You grow through the very things you thought would break you. In every delay, difficulty, and detour, Allah is preparing you in ways you cannot see. He is strengthening your patience, sharpening your wisdom, expanding your resilience, and molding your character. Each setback is an ingredient in your future ease. Each pause is a moment of divine protection. Each challenge carries within it a hidden mercy. Allah prepared you inwardly before He blesses you outwardly, and He aligns your heart with His timing so that when the shift finally comes, you are ready to receive it fully. Embracing hope, surrender, and readiness as Allah unfolds. His plan is a state of the heart that transforms how we experience life's challenges, transitions, and blessings. Too often, people become anxious or fearful when life shifts unexpectedly, when plans collapse, or when uncertainty looms. They focus on what is lost, what is unknown, or what is outside their control, forgetting that Allah is the best of planners and that every moment, whether of ease or difficulty, is orchestrated with divine wisdom. Hope, surrender, and readiness are interconnected qualities that allow the believer to navigate life with serenity, faith, and courage, trusting that Allah is preparing something far greater than what the mind can imagine. Hope is the foundation. It is the inner light that keeps the believer moving forward when the path is unclear. Without hope, the heart becomes heavy with despair, the mind is clouded with doubt, and the spirit loses its resilience. Hope in Allah is not naive optimism. It is a conscious decision to believe in His mercy, His wisdom, and His perfect timing, even when circumstances suggest otherwise. The Quran reminds us so truly, where there is hardship, there is also ease. Surah Ash-Shad 94:6. This promise is not conditional upon our understanding or immediate gratification. It is an absolute truth from Allah. Hope allows the believer to persevere, to keep making dua, to continue striving, and to remain patient in anticipation of the blessings that are yet to arrive. Surrender, or tawakkul, complements hope. It is the act of placing full trust in Allah's plan while maintaining effort and discipline in one's life. Surrender is not passive, it is active reliance. It means doing your best in every circumstance while leaving the outcomes to Allah, acknowledging that His knowledge surpasses all human understanding. The Prophet ﷺ said, "If you were to rely upon Allah with the reliance He is due, you would be given provision like the birds. They go out in the morning with empty stomachs and return full." This hadith illustrates the beauty of surrender. It frees the heart from anxiety while encouraging proactive effort. When we surrender to Allah, we stop resisting the natural flow of life, stop obsessing over what we cannot control, and instead direct our energy toward what we can do with sincerity and dedication. Readiness is the third element. Even when hope fills the heart and surrender anchors the mind, blessings require preparation. Allah prepares for us and expects us to prepare for what He has planned. Readiness involves aligning your actions, intentions, and mindset with the life you seek under His guidance. It is about being morally, spiritually, and practically equipped to embrace the shifts Allah sends. Just as a traveler must pack, map out the journey, and maintain stamina for a long trip, so too must a believer cultivate readiness in every area of life, through knowledge, character development, spiritual discipline, and patience. Without readiness, even the greatest opportunities can be missed or mismanaged. Hope, surrender, and readiness work together in harmony. Hope motivates the heart, surrender steadies it, and readiness equips it. Imagine a seed that is planted in fertile soil. Hope is the inner desire to grow. Surrender is the trust that the soil, sun, and rain will nurture it, and readiness is the preparation of the soil, the removal of weeds, and the care taken to provide water and nutrients. All three are required for the seed to flourish. Similarly, in life, when Allah is preparing a major shift, these qualities ensure that the blessing can be received fully, without hesitation or harm, and with gratitude that multiplies its value. Embracing these qualities also transforms perception. Challenges are no longer seen as obstacles but as part of Allah's plan to refine, strengthen, and guide the believer. Setbacks are not punishments, they are redirections. Waiting periods are not emptiness, they are periods of preparation. This perspective changes the way the believer experiences life. Fear is replaced with trust, despair is replaced with hope, and impatience is replaced with perseverance. When the heart is trained to see life through these lenses, every moment carries purpose and every difficulty contains a seed of mercy and opportunity. Examples from the lives of the prophets and righteous people illustrate this beautifully. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam faced the unimaginable test of sacrificing his beloved son, yet his hope in Allah's mercy, his surrender to divine command, and his readiness to act without hesitation exemplify complete trust in Allah's plan. Prophet Musa alayhi salam faced opposition, exile, and years of struggle, yet his hope, surrender, and preparedness allowed him to lead his people through the greatest deliverance. Ordinary believers who embody these qualities also experience life differently. They navigate change with composure, accept trials with patience, and embrace blessings with gratitude, fully aware that everything is part of Allah's divine orchestration. Readiness also includes emotional preparation. When a major shift occurs, the heart must be resilient enough to handle both responsibility and gratitude. Sudden blessings can overwhelm if the heart is unprepared, leading to arrogance or neglect. Therefore, readiness involves cultivating humility, gratitude, and self-discipline. It is a conscious effort to maintain equilibrium so that the soul can carry the blessing without distortion, misuse, or distraction. The believer who is prepared internally can receive divine favor with the right attitude, maximizing the potential benefit for themselves and others. Hope, surrender, and readiness foster a proactive faith. While trust in Allah is essential, it does not mean passivity. A believer must actively engage with life, seek knowledge, act upon opportunities, and maintain spiritual and moral integrity. These actions, guided by hope and anchored in surrender, create an environment where Allah's blessings can manifest. When a door opens, the believer is ready to step through with confidence and gratitude, fully aware that it is a divine gift. Moreover, embracing these qualities nurtures resilience. Life is unpredictable, delays, trials, and unexpected turns are inevitable. The heart anchored in hope, guided by surrender, and equipped with readiness does not falter in the face of adversity. Instead, it adapts, perseveres, and continues forward, knowing that Allah's plan is flawless and that every experience, good or challenging, is part of a larger tapestry of wisdom. Resilience is strengthened because the believer does not rely solely on personal effort or understanding, but trusts in the one who orchestrates all outcomes with infinite knowledge and mercy. This approach transforms not only individual experience but also the impact on others. A hopeful, surrendered, and ready believer radiates calm, patience, and encouragement to those around them. Their faith inspires, their trust reassures, and their preparedness demonstrates the value of aligning one's life with divine guidance. The ripple effect extends beyond personal life, influencing families, communities, and even societies, as the believer embodies a model of reliance, gratitude, and readiness that others can emulate. In this way, embracing hope, surrender, and readiness becomes a comprehensive approach to life. It prepares the believer for the blessings Allah has prepared, protects them from despair, and maximizes their capacity to benefit from every shift in their life. The heart is fortified, the mind is aligned, and the actions are purposeful. The believer learns to recognize signs, understand timing, and trust the unfolding of Allah's plan with unwavering faith. Every delay, every challenge, and every blessing becomes meaningful when approached with hope, surrender, and readiness.